Good evening, Senator John Thune. I would like to apologize for calling you a buffoon. That's not how I really feel about you. And my only real excuse for it is that I was, I guess, a bit angry, which is where I think a lot of the American people are tonight. And so, therefore, we will make tonight's focus on the top five news, the SAVE Act issue before the Congress tonight.
News bubble. Everyone's trapped in their own news bubble.
You're watching the top five news.
So tonight we're doing the top five stories. And folks, I have to tell you, there's never been anything like it.
You know, CNN, I wish you could just be a little more like your brother. Top five news.
Let's get out of here, go back to my place and watch the top five news. Stand tall, stay informed. Freedom is at stake.
A new way to do news, focusing on useful news, and no news that gives you the blues.
Got no job, no car, and you don't even watch the top five news.
Best news. I watch a little bit of everything, but I would say probably the top five news.
So many people say you're the smartest person in the world. Well, yes, I watch the top five news show.
It has to be true. I saw it on the news.
Traffic and weather together. Why? You have that on your phone.
Hey, good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Top 5 News Show, where we normally give you 5 stories in 5 minutes. Tonight, we're going to focus right in on an important issue facing the Congress and the American people, which is the Save America Act. And I opened saying, John Thune, I didn't mean to call you a buffoon. It's funny, it rhymes with his name, but, it's not really dignitary of the office. And so, yes, I went a little too far with that. But, sir, with all due respect, I saw a post of yours, and with all of the American people, or at least over 80% of them, 83% of them wanting this SAVE Act passed, I saw a post of yours that had you saying that we don't have the votes and there's nothing that I can do about it. Well, I would say to you, sir, you're the head of the Senate, and there is something you can do about it. I'm going to tell you how we do it in recruiting. When we have a candidate who doesn't want the job, but the company wants to hire the person, what we'll do is we'll go sit with that person at Starbucks and we'll say, hey, I know you're not ready to make this move, but paint me a picture of a scenario where in which you would make this career change for yourself and make this job move. Because I want to run it by the company. They're not really accepting no for an answer. And so I want to try and, I don't know what they will do, what they won't do, but let's see if we can make a deal. And I would submit to you, sir, that you could probably offer them just about anything under the sun in order to secure our elections. It just really feels that important. I think that explains why I'm sitting here just a few years short of the year that my father died in age, and I've never seen anything like this, where the American people really demanded something like this so profoundly in such a powerful way. So tonight, for the top 5 news, we're going to just run down the top 5 reasons to pass the SAVE Act, and we're pulling for you, John Thune, and for all of Congress to make the right decision. There's 83% of people who want this bill to pass, and I'll just run through it. I actually read the whole bill, and I'm not a political person, really. I just thought, why is it that 83% of people want this bill passed, and they don't even bring it up for a vote in the Senate? It didn't make any sense to me, so that's why I kind of dug into it. But let's get into it a little bit here. We'll give you the top 5 reasons of why you might want to pass this bill. I don't come in here and tell you what to think. I tell you what I found, and then I tell you, you decide. But let me run these by you, and you decide. Let's begin. everybody. This is Joe Pelayo with the Top 5 News. We give you all the news that you can use and nothing that would make you confused and nothing that would give you the blues. It's 5 stories in 5 minutes that you can use. If your career is in super high gear or if you're just sitting in a cubicle box, checking your stocks, waiting to say game over to the work game, I'd like to submit to you a news show with a very practical name. It's called the Top 5 News. Today we take a special edition countdown of the top 5 reasons you might want to consider passing the Save America Act rather than doing the 5 news stories. I just thought it was important that we take a moment and work through this a little bit. I read the entire act. These are the top 5 reasons, in my opinion, to pass the Save America Act, officially known as the Safeguard American Voter Eligibility Act. It's where you need the voter ID to cast your vote. Number 5 ensures that only U.S. citizens election require a documentation, proof of citizenship, a passport, birth certificate, or real ID, just for your federal registration. That's the closing the self-attestation. Spit that out 10 times. Loophole. Number 4, it prevents non-citizens from voting, and it strengthens the enforcement mandate and the cross-checks across different databases, and it also adds criminal penalties for people register voters without the proper proof. It restores public confidence or in election integrity. It adds a photo ID requirement where you're going to, just show your driver's license like you do when you go to buy a beer or you go to rent your, get your bowling shoes or whatever millions of things that you do, and you use your driver's license. Yeah, same thing. So you would show your driver's license when you cast your vote. Seems pretty simple and straightforward. And then it would also allow for them to do in the statewide a voter roll maintenance to meet that demand. Number 2, it states that the tools they need requires active use of federal data for roll maintenance without creating new bureaucracies. In other words, people can scrub their lists and get the people off that aren't validated and legitimate voters. Number 1 reason, John Thune, Congress, and America, and anyone who wants to listen to this, balances security with accessibility and includes alternatives for those without documentation, like the military or the mentally disabled or those others on travel, et cetera, without creating an extra burden for proving your right to vote. So the Save America Act, it's straightforward legislation that codifies what should already be obvious and is obvious in most countries. We're one of the few countries who does not have this requirement, show an ID to vote. Citizenship, matters, and elections must be secure. It's passed the House earlier this year with strong support, and now it's before the Senate. Passing it would deliver the election integrity that the public has demanded for years, friends, and standing up for secure elections and real voter ID and integrity is one of the most important things we can do to protect our future of this great nation. So stay fired up, keep speaking the truth, and never stop fighting for what's right, because when Americans come together for honest elections, we make our country stronger than ever. And as the Bible says in John 8:32, you will know the truth, and the truth will set you free. This is Joe Pelayo for the Top 5 News. Have a blessed day.